when hundreds of billions of tiny crabs storm the beaches from the sea and assemble into an army. The entire coastline is stained a shade of red. Why do these little red crabs stage such a breathtaking natural wonder here? In the eastern Indian Ocean, there is a magical volcanic island, Christmas Island. Not only are over 70% of its residents ethnic Chinese, but it is also home to a unique creature, the Christmas Island red crab. Every year in November, as the sun's intensity over the Indian Ocean increases, the sea temperature begins to rise. The monsoon season arrives. The humidity it brings awakens a great army slumbering underground. They are the Christmas Island red crabs. When over 50 million adult red crabs emerge from their burrows, they spontaneously gather for a single purpose. This spectacle, which has occurred for over 1 million years, the world-renowned migration officially begins. Red crabs from every corner of the island gather together to reproduce. They march majestically towards the sea. On this journey of only 2 kilometers, the first obstacle is human settlement. This presents an unprecedented challenge for the red crabs. Smaller red crabs can squeeze through. The larger ones can only choose to climb straight up. A red crab has 5 pairs of legs. The first pair are claws, used for catching food and for defense. The last 4 pairs are walking legs. The hook-like structures at their tips provide them with excellent climbing ability. During the migration season, local people, in order to protect the crabs, not only close some roads, but have also built special bridges that allow the crabs to cross the busiest roads at their own pace. They've even established an underground network to guide them, facilitating the red crab's migration. For some of the slower crabs, locals thoughtfully provide an artificial shuttle service. Despite this, during every annual migration, millions of red crabs perish along the way. Before this journey, these red crabs, to escape the dry season, have already been dormant in their burrows for a full 5 months. They do not eat during this time. After emerging, they are starving and dehydrated. Along the way, they will devour anything edible. Including the bodies of their own kind. When they successfully traverse the human residential areas and reach the forest just a step away from the coast, a far more lethal killer is lying in wait for them. The yellow crazy ant. It arrived on Christmas Island in the early 20th century, aboard human ships. On this isolated island, the yellow crazy ant, as an invasive species, has almost no natural predators. Their numbers have soared, forming massive supercolonies. They lie in ambush along the red crab's migration route. Once a red crab enters their territory, they spray formic acid into its eyes and mouth parts, causing the red crab to become blind and disoriented. eventually dying of dehydration under the scorching sun, becoming food for the yellow crazy ants. Biologists estimate that, before the large-scale invasion of the yellow crazy ants, the Christmas Island red crab population may have exceeded 100 million. Today, it has plummeted to about 50 million. Despite countless hardships, tens of millions of red crabs still break through the rainforest siege each year, covering the coast like a flowing river of fire. Although the Christmas Island red crab originated in the ocean, it has fully adapted to life on land. Adult red crabs spend over 90% of their lives on land. They must return to the ocean only to breed, because their eggs can only develop in seawater. This leads to an awkward situation. Although they are crabs, they cannot swim. They are afraid of the sea, but they have no other choice. The female crabs must lay their eggs when the tide is at its highest. A celebratory dance accelerates the spawning process. Each female crab will release 100,000 eggs into the waves in just 2 to 3 nights. Several trillion eggs will be released into the sea. In the seawater, these eggs will immediately hatch into free-swimming larvae. The vast majority of them will be eaten by other sea creatures, or be swept into the deep sea by the waves, never to return. Only a lucky few will manage to survive in the ocean for a month and develop into a new generation of baby red crabs. On Christmas Eve in December, the tide reaches its highest point. These baby red crabs are washed back onto the shores of Christmas Island. They are packed together so densely, they dye the beaches a brilliant red. The newborn baby crabs are only the size of a sesame seed. If they want to survive, they must retrace the path their parents took, returning to their parents' habitat. Their countless damp burrows are the key to their survival on this island. The baby red crab's return journey will be even more perilous than their parents. After laying their eggs, the adult crabs will rest on the coast for a while before returning to their habitat. During this time, some slow-moving adult red crabs happen to encounter the returning baby crabs. This is when adult crabs may accidentally eat their own young. Clearly, the adult crabs have little interest in raising their offspring. This group of little crabs must hurry to leave the beach. They need to climb a sea wall that is like a high fortress to them to reach the edge of the complex rainforest. Deep in the rainforest, the shadow that plagued their parents, the yellow crazy ants, is also waiting for their arrival. Only the small crabs that successfully pass this series of trials will have a chance to spend Christmas at home and mature over the next 5 years, ultimately repeating their parents' journey of reproduction. allowing their species to thrive endlessly on the island.